Okay, so my name is Michelle and I live in Lancaster, California, and I'm making this video today to talk to you about learning how to ride motorcycles. I was lucky enough to win a Harley Davidson, and because I didn't have my motorcycle license, I had to take the training and go through the training process to get your motorcycle license. The training took place over 4 Saturdays, and they were a lot of fun. I chose this because I wanted to tell you some of the experiences I had in the training. We had two settings. One was in the classroom where we learned from a book and learned some theory and some things about the motorcycle and motorcycle safety. And then the other part of the training was out in a parking lot where we got to ride motorcycles that they provided. So they weren't motorcycles that we were familiar with. And we had basically those two different settings. It started out about 20 people, but over the course of the 4 weeks, the instructors had to ask some not to come back. They were either not getting the theory or they were not passing some of the obstacle coursework on the motorcycles themselves. So this was a challenge. I think one of the things I liked most about it was because it was a challenge. It was difficult for me to tell my hands what to do while I was so worried about what my feet were doing. Coordinating was always an issue for me. I was surprised that I was able to complete the course. But I think the reason why I completed the course was because it was constant adrenaline, constant trying to see if I can complete what they were asking me to do. Attention to details, making sure my bodies were doing the things that I was supposed to be doing, maneuvering the machine, coordinating it all with the environment, and being cognizant of my surroundings. It was difficult. One of the other things I really liked about it was the camaraderie with the classmates. The other students wanted me to pass just as much as I did, and I wanted them to pass, and we were all sorry when someone didn't pass and had to go home or had to not come back. It was difficult, and at the end of the training, after the end of the 4 weeks, it was exciting that we all got to celebrate together and we all got our licenses, and some of the guys were even more helpful toward me because not often do you have women going through the motorcycle training, or I guess maybe they do, but for me it was a challenge and it was something new. And the instructors were always fun, and there was always laughter going on. There was a very relaxed atmosphere both in the classroom and outside. The only thing that was real serious was the paperwork. We had to make sure all the paperwork was done properly. It was a very open communication setting. Always could interrupt with questions if we were concerned about something or we weren't clear on everything. The instructors were very personable and approachable on everything, and so were the other classmates. So it was a very helpful environment to be involved in. And I think the other reason why I chose to go through the training was because I wanted, my husband and my uncle wanted to ride. They wanted to get motorcycles, so we wanted to have these outings together. So I had a goal in mind, which all of us probably do when we are learning or training something, and that goal looked fun for me. We wanted to go out and spend our weekends riding, and we loved being outdoors, and we just thought that this would be something we would eventually love to do. I was 33 years old when I went through the training. Let's see, what else? The other thing was that it took place on Saturday mornings, and I think that the morning atmosphere just made it crisp and clean and very welcoming, and I thought that added to the enjoyment that I had with the course. So that was my experience.